Well, on the bright side, at least you know he cares. What's up, guys? That guy with a... Wait! Wait, oh shoot, pencil here. Fun fact, I do it too. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact, I'm sorry I forgot about Asakura. I am genuinely embarrassed. And don't get me wrong, I have my many excuses I can make. Oh, I cover a whole bunch of series. Oh, he was introduced to Link in a super early arc. Oh, I haven't reread Sakamoto in like a year. Oh, blah, blah, blah. There's no excuse for me to forget the guy who foreshadowed this flashback. Like, admittedly, I didn't go back and reread, but the man was introduced in chapter 22. He apparently just popped up in the end. Like, he showed up in anime episode 7. He has, like, a full character design voice in it. Like, I don't know how that character of all characters vacated my memory. Like, you would think the father figure of our deuteragonist would stick in my head. I don't know. He left, like, no impression. Like, literally zero such nada of an impression on your boy. So I am so sorry for completely forgetting about Asakura. I now know what he looks like. He was a nice guy. I know that. I think I genuinely don't remember. I'm gonna do a reread of Sakamotodays. That's the thing. I'm still trying to get caught up on some manga so I can add them to the journal for reviews, or just like get caught up on manga that I kept telling myself I'm gonna get caught up on. Like, I want to get caught up on One Piece, not because I necessarily plan to review it, because I don't, like, genuinely I'm looking at the review space and I'm still playing catch up right now. I really don't have space for it. But still, I just want to get caught up on One Piece because, like, apparently it's going crazy right now. I don't know, something about Loki. But with that being the case, let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into chapter 202 of Sakamotodays, known as Last Chance. Hey, Hitman! I love how so far in this flashback, they haven't really called each other by their names yet. Like, they know. Like, I think Sakamoto has either introduced himself or Sakamoto has been set around him enough that, like, Shin should know Sakamoto's name. And vice versa, Shin has introduced himself to Sakamoto at this point. But, like, they just keep calling each other Hitman and Kid. Still strictly a pure business relationship going on right now. Let's see. Hey, Hitman! You're coming? What about your dad? But who's dying? Okay, let's see. We got a situation on our hands. My dad just told me about the explosives. Oh, really? I think he loved you that. Let me stop ad-libbing. Let's see. There isn't just... What? What? That is crazy. There isn't just one La Bamba. They're in the engine room, the freight room, the guest rooms, the Great Hall. They're all over the boat. Okay. I understand, especially if they're like relatively low-powered explosives. Having one just in the engine room probably wouldn't cause the whole ship to go down. It really depends on how big the boom you want. Like, to have a detonation multi-class boom, you probably do need multiple La Bambas, but 8? 8? Ocho. Where'd you get... Well, okay, it makes sense where he got the resources. He was a member of the JA and one of their head scientists. But, like, still... 8? I respect the call of the security. like after a certain point, it kind of gets redundant. Like, they usually say 3rd time's a charm. I've never heard 8 times a charm, but golly. Though that'll definitely bring the boat down. Let's see. They're all over the boat! Wait, whoops, my bad. Okay, we are still recording. But if I die, it explodes. Hondo's life is hanging on by a thread. We don't have the time to look for the bombs all over the ship. So, well, it's not, the thing is, you know where they are. Well, then again, I guess what he means, like, presumably, even now that you know the locations, you would have to scramble to the, like, you would have to rush to the individual areas and then look up and down, because presumably they aren't in plain sight. Like, obviously, they'd be noticed if they were. And obviously, while the average Sakamoto civilian isn't the sharpest spoon in the kitchen shed, if there was a bright, blinking light, they'd probably notice it and freak out. So, I guess it is just too little time. But honestly, how are you going to evacuate the boat in time? Like, y'all left port. Let's see. Yikes! What's going on? The ship's shaking? Shaking. Oh, it's this person. This is the worst day of my life! I mean, to be fair, I mean, on the bright side, though, you gave Ando back... You seem to really like your boss, gang. You seem to really like your boss. So aren't you a little bit happy that you gave him back shots? Like at least you always gotta look on the bright side of things. You always gotta make sure that cup is half full, not half empty. So, like, I think you wanted either your boss or someone was giving each other back shots in your dream world. So, like, I don't know if this is all that bad. At least specifically for you. Let's see. This is the worst day of my life, but I refuse to... Oh my. Oh, they're taking over the ship. But I refuse to let Mr. Ando die. How? You know, I forget this character's name already, but they are actually genuinely physically crazy. Like, they've had 2 run-ins with either near prime or prime Sakamoto, and not only lived, but are like fully capable of moving. And of course, you know, adrenaline and motivation to protect one that you deeply care about will always get the blood pumping and moving in many different ways, shapes, and forms. But still, that's insanely impressive that they're able to maintain this much mobility and sense and like everything and what they're doing here. Like, golly, I wasn't familiar with your game. Character's name I forget. Let's see. Stop! If there's someone injured, there's a doctor's office on the boat. There is, but like typically they are nowhere near. Like, typically infirmaries on ships are like the most bare bones thing. They'll have some important stuff though. Like, they'll have all like the stuff you need to clean a wound. They will have like stitching material and stuff like that. But they won't have like the necessity. Yeah, like there we go. They say like an ICU. They don't have it. You do really need to head to hospital because you gotta think about it. Like, ultimately, the goal is that not too many people do get hurt on a ship. And typically, if someone is truly severely hurt, they'll like helicopter out. They will airlift them out. The ship infirmary is typically never suited for actual lethal injuries. And remember, Anno doesn't just have a gunshot wound through his shoulder. He also has, like, I'm not sure how big an anchor is, but that's like, that went straight through his back and shot out of his chest. Not a little ship ICU wound or a ship infirmary wound.
No, he needs an ICU. Back to land, full speed.
Actually, I mean, that'd be bad because, like, presumably, like, notably, you never realize how many things are happening until you, like, actually look at them. If you were to actually consider how many planes were in the sky, just like above your local area, you'd freak out. Like they are consistently all at different elevations. There are planes on planes in the sky, like 99.9% of the time. Always. They're just planes moving and flying and going. And kind of the same thing for boats and shipyards. The reason you'll see like boats of all kinds, whether they be shipping boats or cruise ships or even fishing boats, have like these real tight schedules where they're in and out and constantly going, is because their schedules overlap a whole lot. It's a very large world with a whole lot of people and a whole bunch of business going on. So ultimately, well, turning around immediately after the ship has already departed doesn't sound too bad. It is actually very bad, considering there could be a whole nother boat back where this one was already, and they would have no notification because it looks like they knocked out one of the people driving the boat. Let's see. That nutjob's going berserk on the bridge! He's as determined as he is dumb. You know, as a determined and dumb person, I low-key take that as a compliment. Like, the amount of times I've done things out of sheer force of will, and people look at me like, there's something actually wrong with you. It's an embarrassing amount. But I mean, hey, sometimes your brain will just be like, we must do what we must do. Oh, it comes with a cost? Time to pay it. Like sometimes you just got motion. And obviously, well, they're connected. Oh, there's a he. I thought, you know what? Someone had corrected me. Someone had said they seem to be a she. No, it looks like this is a he. At least according to Sakamoto. Who knows? He may be mispronouncing. But at least, I mean, it doesn't always work out though. It doesn't always work out. Don't be super headstrong. Like you can be headstrong to a degree, but don't be omega headstrong because you'll jack yourself up. Trust me. Let's see. He's as determined as he is dumb. This is bad. We're gonna crash into the port. I mean, that'd be bad. Because, like, it is, and once again, I'm not an engineer. I have a degree, I have a master's, not in engineering, not in architecture or anything like that. It is insane to me that even cargo ships, though admittedly cargo ships sometimes can be larger than cruise ships, but, like, that those things float. Like, I get it. It's because of, like, the whole balance of buoyancy and the size. Like, there's reasons why it all works due to, like, weight displacement and stuff like that, and all the physics behind it. But it is insane to me that, like, pounds upon pounds upon pounds upon pounds, no, not even pounds, tons upon tons upon tons upon tons. Think about it. The average car is like 2 tons. You can fit in the surface area of your average cruise ship, even old ones, you could probably fit like 1,000 cars. And that may be highball, and that may be lowball, and who knows? Once again, your boy does not have the spatial imagery to think of what that would be like. But, like, average car is 2 tons. You fit 1,000 cars on there. That's 2,000 tons. And once again, that's if you put the cars on the darn boat, not to talk about the weight of the boat itself. So that, when we get top speed into a port, yeah, you're probably just gonna slaughter everybody by accident. What?
Full speed ahead! Nobody get...
Darn. I mean, honestly though, Sakamoto, if you were willing to do it this entire time, you should have been dead off the first encounter. And you may be like, whoa, pencil. The value of human life and all that. Sakamoto, they were literally getting in your way, though. You mean to tell me that entire time they had you chained down to the bottom of that pool, you didn't want to get your lip back? I mean, sure, don't get me wrong. Slamming them up and then drop kicking them down. Actually, no, I think it was legit like a Mario. It was like a forward aerial. Straight through. But like punching them up a water slide and knocking them down. The moment they were still conscious, you should have... Like, I ain't gonna lie, Sakamoto, it took you long enough, Mikey. It took you long enough. Like, if this is meant to be, and you know, once again, who knows? We may actually get a proper, full-scale Prime Sakamoto flashback. Because I feel like every single time we've gotten a flashback to younger Sakamoto so far, it's always been either just before or around, or maybe even a little bit after his prime. Right? Like, think about it. The flashback that we had with Rion and Nagumo, back to their high school days with Satoda Sensei, that was their high school days. They weren't out of the JA yet, and obviously Sakamoto wasn't in his prime yet. This current flashback takes place when Sakamoto is 19. And notably, I don't think he became famous until, like, I think he was, like, 20? He was in his 20s by the time he was, like, world-renowned as the greatest assassin in history and the best assassin at the games. Like, we're dancing around Prime Sakamoto to the point where, even though this is kind of an embarrassing performance, like, really, it took 3 whole interactions for you to actually, not just incapacitate this man, but execute them, but really, even revert that. Fine, say you didn't execute him, you couldn't incapacitate him until the 3rd time where you finally had to snap their neck. That's kind of crazy. I think this can once again be chalked up to Sakamoto not yet necessarily being in his prime. Not yet. Maybe, and I could be huffing straight copium for that. If this is actually still meant to be Prime Sakamoto, then man, Prime Sakamoto's a lot more dog water than I thought he was. Nagumo wouldn't have fumbled. Let me just say that. But overall, I'm gonna excuse it by that. But let's see. Die. But you know what? I forget this character's name entirely, but I do respect their outright insane determination. Their insane determination and fortitude to just go all out for love and passion that they have for their boss. Like, personally, I like my boss. I think he's a cool guy. Not leading and rocking with him this much. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Quick, take the controls. I'm gonna say, Sakamoto, why don't you try it? But then again, why would he know how to drive a boat? Let's see. Oh, huh? What happened? What on earth did they do in that, like, 2 seconds? How'd they break them like that? What? They were literally intact right here. What'd they do? Was it the snapping? They look intact. What the heck happened? The steering system's busted. We can't change our course or stop the engines. I mean, obviously they lived this somehow, but like, how? Let's see. Now what? Sakamoto's like, you have got to be kidding me. This was supposed to be the easiest mission of all time, and now I'm about to get viciously diffed by a boat. But let's see. Is that ship headed right for us? I guess no. There was one situation in my life where I don't even know what it was, but it was very, like, I guess it's gonna sound very stereotypical. I saw people start running in a different direction. I was walking one way, and people just start running a different way. But notably, I am strange enough that when me and the friend I was with at the time went to turn from our direction and follow them, I grabbed them by their coat and dragged them in a different way. We still ran in the opposite direction of what we were going. I'm one thing to this day, I don't know what it was. We were in Washington, D.C. I had no idea what it was. But they were running that way. But then it was like a 3-way path. I forget where in Washington it was, but it was a 3-way path. And people ran just the opposite direction, where we were coming from. But there was 3 paths behind us. They were all converging to one point that we were all walking towards. And very specifically, I grabbed my friend and went down a different path. I don't know why. So, like, admittedly, my instincts aren't this bad, but I do know there is, like, that, like, deer and headlight syndrome. We always get on the case of, like, deers for, like, oh, why don't they move? Like, they'll freak out if they see a human getting 200 feet of them, but a 2-ton beast of metal roaring towards them, and they'll just... Not everything warrants a reaction. But honestly, there are moments like that where fight or flight doesn't kick in at all. It's just fight. Like, really, we say it's the fight or flight instinct, but really it is the fight, flight, or freeze instinct. It's the 3 Fs, honestly. Because people do freeze up. People freeze up. It is possible. So that may be me, but if I saw something like that, I am... Because, like, there's no... especially if I can tell it's breaking the waves, it's coming this way at this pace, I'm not sitting around asking questions. I'm gone. Let's see. Oh, poopy time? Man, that's the thing. I'm not in a position in my life where I could get more dogs, or even a dog. Forget dogs, plural. I couldn't get a dog. But man, I miss my dog. Man. I didn't like picking up their poop. That was the only thing that sucked. Like, and I get why cat owners will say, oh, cats are better. They just go in the litter box. Like, man, I love walking them. I miss my dog, man. I miss my dog. But once again, it's going to be years before I'm in a stable enough place, like financially and home-wise and everything, before I could even dare to take up a dog. Because, like, a dog is basically a kid. It's a kid with technically much less responsibility. I would readily admit that. A dog is a lot more reasonable than a kid. But it's like a pseudo kid. You ain't got the funds for that right now. Let's see. Booby time? Gee! You know, it's been a while since I just glazed Suzuki Sensei. They're insane too. They are not necessarily as insane as Tatsu Sensei, I'd say. Tatsu Sensei of Dennadan fame is even more insane when it comes to backgrounds. But like, Suzuki Sensei's no slouch when it comes to designing these backgrounds. Like, I've kind of glazed over it. But like, even looking at these ships' interiors that they're in, from the ballroom that we were in earlier to this area, now here to the bridge, like all this detail is immaculate. It is amazing. And once again, I don't know how accurate it is, because like, I don't work on a ship. But it is actually really cool to see like the level of detail that goes even into the background. It isn't just like Sakamoto Days isn't just beautiful on a character and action level. It's also beautiful on just like a sheer aesthetic level. Like you can take notes from basically anything. Like the look of this cruise ship, the way the force is portrayed through the speed lines, the way it literally shatters through the concrete, throwing everything up, the way the water ripples off the different pieces of the concrete and the boat breaking off, like it just hits like all the way on all bits. And it's a ship drawing. It's not a character. Like we're never gonna see the ship again after this little flashback. But it just goes so hard. Okay? Like so he said that you're crazy. Like I know people who are good at drawing characters. I know people who are good at drawing backgrounds. I know people who are good at setting scenes. Suzuki Sensei, they just got it. Oh, that bag is deep. But let's see. Darn. Shout out, but and obviously I think the boat would have broken there. Like that does look like pretty high, pretty thick concrete. But shout out to the boat's integrity, dog. Like to be able to maintain itself just fine and keep it pushing. Good stuff. Oh, sweet mother of mercy. Oh Lord, am I still dreaming? You know what? I've had moments like that before too. Like, have y'all ever dreamed a day and then go on to live that day? Now, obviously, my dream memory isn't that good. Like, before I used to have, like, super clear nightmare memory. And I do remember a lot of my younger year nightmares, but not in, like, perfect serene detail. But I've had, like, whole dream sequences where I've, like, lived out a day, gone through it day to day, pace by pace, everything normal. And then I'll wake up. And then I'll basically live that day. Obviously, it'll just be random. Like, your days, dude, they loop, right? Like, the human experience isn't super unique after a certain point. Everyone has their own routines. But like, I've had that where I've been like, I've woken up and I'm like, oh, sweet mother mercy. Am I actually awake? Oh, Lord. Especially if the dream had one thing that was off. Like, one thing that was off and I noticed was off. Like, someone who's always there isn't there in my dream. I'm like, strange. But then typically they'll be there in real life. I'm like, okay, then I am awake. But yeah, waking up, looking out the window, and seeing a whole cruise ship barreling down at Mach 5 straight down the strait, yeah, that'd be rough. And weird shout out. Shout outs to everybody who owns waterfront property these days. I know it's nice, never worth it to me. Not even for the fact that, global warming, oceans are rising. That they will be wiped away one day, and also hurricanes. But it is mainly that it's hurricanes and flooding. Like, I can't imagine spending the hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars on beautiful oceanfront or riverfront or seafront property, and then it all gets destroyed because a hurricane rolls through and just like that genuinely sucks. Especially considering a lot of places nowadays aren't even giving you insurance for that. Like, before, they'd be like, okay, we'll run the insurance game, we'll gamble, because, hurricanes and weather and flooding wasn't as bad before. But nowadays, most insurance companies are like, oh, you want us to insure your river waterside home? Yeah, no, G, you gonna have to suffer. So, let's see. Ugh, what the heck is that hitman doing? It's your guy's fault. I get wanting someone who's extremely loyal to you. I do get that. That is the method. You would always want someone loyal to you, guarding you, but like, It is literally the reason you're dying right now is the same reason that this boat's going so fast.
What is that hitman doing? Darn it. Can't hold out any longer.
Aw. But you know, I still think Ando, he's only a character. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not sure how we could have gotten more of him with the narrative role he set up to have. But it is nice to see him genuinely care so much about his son, right? And presumably the innocent people a little bit, but mostly he's like, I'm gonna hold on because I want to make sure my son makes it out of here alive, and shuts down La Bombas and make sure that. Clearly, he does genuinely love Shin. I do genuinely wonder the tragedy behind it, though. Like, what, like, obviously just because he was part of the JA, and the JA is tragic in of itself. Like, really considering who possibly could have been in power at this point, I think, at this point, no, because Yotsimoto's still on the payroll, so, like, it hasn't fallen under Asaki just yet. But still, just in general, the JA is a very, it's a Japanese assassin association. Like, obviously, things are dangerous and devious and diabolical there, just by their nature. Let's see. Oh no! There's a bridge up ahead! I mean, you did. Yeah, I mean, y'all may break through that too. Of course, it's gonna suck for the bridge, but like, y'all did just break through this barrier pretty easily. Let's see. This is not another boat. There's a bridge up ahead!
Huh? That's a big boat.
I know Sakamoto's civilians have, like, the IQ of my left big toe, but, like, I feel like my left big toe would know to get out of the way if I saw it, like, and, like, you aren't just seeing it, you're hearing it. Like, I'm not sure if y'all have ever been next to a large enough boat, or even on a large enough boat that's moving pretty fast. It is loud. It is loud. Like, after, and especially, it just broke through concrete. Admittedly, it did break through and just keep it pushing, so maybe they didn't hear that. But, like, just seeing that thing charge at me, I'm not chilling there. Like, no matter how nonchalant I want to be, I ain't being that nonchalant, bro. It's doing what? I'm booking it. Let's see. Oh, no!
This is a police. Stop the ship immediately. I repeat.
I have a... Sakamoto, what on earth are you going to do, gang? What on earth? Sakamoto, what on earth are you about to do, gang?
This is the police. Stop the ship immediately. I repeat. I have an idea.
Wait! You can't be serious! What are they gonna do? Yo, it'd be crazy if they used, like almost like, you know how you use a parachute? They latch onto the helicopter, swing it sideways, and have the... But then again, I don't think it'd be enough. That's the thing. I don't think that would be enough to stop the ship, because a helicopter versus a whole boat, unless that helicopter is much bigger than I think it is, I don't think it'd be enough. Let's see. Oh, he's actually doing... Well, yeah, I think Soft Prime or Almost Prime Sakamoto heard me complain a little bit too much about the underwhelming nature of his feats and said, hold on, let me do something insane. Alright, he grabs even the anchor is so well designed. Like, why does this anchor go crazy in terms of its coloration? Suzuki-sensei, what are they feeding you, gang? But, okay, he spins the anchor around, launches it, and notably interesting, he doesn't go for the bottom part of the helicopter, the landing steers, whatever you call that on the helicopter, the bottom part. He goes for, like, the helicopter itself. He buries it in the side of it, but I guess that's a lot more stable than the landing gear. Let's see. Interesting sound effect too. You'd think it'd be more like because it's a chain, but no, a whap, boom, straight into the helicopter. Okay, Sakamoto, you just killed those people. Sakamoto, you just murdered those people. What do you mean? Okay. Yeah, he's built it. What kind of... Is this... I think the only outright superior strength feat we've seen in this entire series up to this point is Sakamoto cutting Tokyo Tower. I think that... And Sakamoto was holding it up. So yeah, never mind. I guess Sakamoto was just always built like this. This actually isn't too crazy, because Sakamoto and Sakamoto do have, like, the craziest strength feats. So, I guess it isn't actually that absurd that he could literally build... He could literally anchor into a helicopter and drag it to the ground with sheer force alone. Like, no power system, by the way. They're just built like this in this universe. Like, and that's why I always say humans, we as humans could never have powers, gang. If the average, and admittedly Sakamoto's not the average guy in this universe, far from it, but, like, even if there were, like, an elite group of 10 people who could pull stuff like this off, we'd be so cooked. We'd be infinitely cooked on what? The yank down, drag down. You know, as a fighters player, I know my drag down midair combos, but this one goes crazy. But boom, we cry. Oh, they lived. I mean, I know Sakamoto's not allowed to harm civilians. He's part of the JA stuff. But, like, darn, we crashed. I need to borrow this. Okay, I'm sorry. You don't know how to drive a boat, but you know how to drive a helicopter? Well, I mean, I guess that's more feasible. Probably do be riding a helicopter, but still. Oh, interesting. So, okay. I thought they were gonna use. Actually, no. I guess that wouldn't have worked. Well, it could. It really would have depended. I thought they were gonna like latch, swing, catch a helicopter, and like throw it to the back of the boat, and then have it act as like like an anti-propeller, right? Like the propeller is pushing the water backwards so the ship can go forwards, then the propeller will be pushing air forwards to make the ship go backwards and sort of cancel each other out that way. But no, Sakamoto throws it into the water and then ups the propeller of the helicopter in order to cancel out the forward motion. And technically, the helicopter would be a bigger propeller. But like, considering how much force the ship was moving with, enough to break through concrete, I'm shocked the ship itself doesn't just boom straight through the helicopter. That's a really durable helicopter. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna hit us! Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? Wow. You mean to tell me that thing was gonna hit you? Wait, we're slowing down. That is the strongest helicopter in existence, gang. What? What is it made out of, and where can I get it? Let's see. Hold. Oh, perfectly. Perfect stop too. Okay, Sakamoto. Okay, Sakamoto. Oh, we stopped.
Come on, hurry up. It's all going blurry.
Darn. I mean, and man, you don't talk about a way to die, yeah. To your old man, that's even sadder. You don't even go out to like the JA that came to claim your life. You go out to the combination of your own planning and your general incompetence and the general incompetence of the people you hired. That's devious, gang. Ladies and gentlemen, this ship is about to explode. Everyone, get off. Explode? Was that a kid? Yikes! I'm not asking any questions. Kid says it's about to explode. We're at port. Oh! Unfortunately, that sucks because all the stuff I left on the ship, gone. But hey, what do they always say? You can get money back, but you can't get your life back. So leap off that boat. Ka-thunk. Ooh, ka-thunk. Okay, everyone's filtering out though. Yo, for a guy with a gaping hole in his chest, Ando is holding on quite well. Golly. Let's see. Hurry! If you can't make it in time, just jump into the river. Eek! If the ship's still okay. Oh, he's a fiend for it. That means my dad is still alive. Let me go. Let's go, boom. Let's see. This is probably my last chance to talk to my dad. I mean, yeah. Oh. Oh no, this isn't gonna be his dad. Ow, my leg hurts. I can't move. I'm scared. A child's voice. And they're injured? Dad. You gonna make the hard. You gonna leave your daddy behind, Shin? Obviously, Ando probably isn't alive at times of modern era, but you gonna leave your daddy alive? You gonna leave your daddy alone, Shin? Dad. Sorry. That's the thing. Shin Asakura, you're just a good man, and unfortunately, good men can't let others suffer. What a shame! What a shame! What a shame!
Ugh, my life was garbage. But not yet. I'm not dying yet.
Ah, not until I see him. All that. That's the thing. You had your son. That's the thing. It only went this bad because you let it. Like, and I get it. He was under pressure. He was confused. He was bamboozled. But like, gang, this easily could have gone 15 different ways if you had just decided to actually acknowledge your son the moment he found you instead of throwing him off the boat. Like, I can only feel so bad for Ando. He literally did it to himself. Though admittedly, he was gonna die to Sakamoto anyways. Like he was cooked regardless, but at the same time, like, hypothetically, this scenario could have gone a lot better.
Not until I see him.
Yep, and then Shid's carrying the child off. Huh? Oh, Dad.
Live.
Aww. Aw, what's this chapter? Is this chapter called Live or something like that? What's the chapter called? Oh no, like there he is. It's like, oh, whoa, way too far.
Live.
Oh, Sakamoto's looking up. Boom! Oh, wow. Okay, must have lied again. That is not an explosion. That's at least 2. And that's not too bad. I mean, the ship went boom, it ain't go too boom, but darn. All right. So, Ando did die, or at least his heart stopped. But with this, you know what? I would not be shocked if he somehow lived this. And you're like, whoa, Pencil Man, what are you talking about? Until I see a body, gang, I don't believe it. and your heart can stop and you can still be alive. Right? Like that is a thing. You will not be alive, like obviously your heart stopped. But like you can be resuscitated. So hypothetically he could have died here because his heart stopped, but he could still be alive. I mean, I don't want him to be. I mean, do I? I think Ando's an interesting enough character, but I feel like we kind of got everything we could have gotten out of the character. So, I don't know. Overall, W chapter. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and live for me. Live for me in the comment section down below. I did thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any music on the channel. Also, you do have a Patreon down below where you support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions you have this series I have to review, ad variations of all my videos, and if you become a $20 patron or a $20 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, do a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. You can drop 5 beans for a short video, 20 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dag on the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier, XZ, G Prosper, Zeta, and Brandon Payne. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, and A+A. And then I'd like to give a huge thank you to our ink tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, Euchiha, Yuki Ally, and Carlo Alaimo. Then I'd like to give a gargantuan thank you to our digital art tier members, J Warrior and AZ Void. Then I'd like to give another gargantuan thank you to our colored art tier patron, Waki Minoz, and iDemokami. Then I'd like to give a final legendary top of the line thank you to our That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, the glorious king, Calvin Elder.